So we're here to talk about conscious relationships, and the way we define a conscious relationship is a relationship in which everybody involved is viewing that relationship as a vehicle for awakening, for healing, and for growth, meaning that the relationship itself is a core part of the individuals involved being on a journey of healing and growth and awakening and remembering who they are and becoming who they're meant to be in this life. And this is a concept that I spent most of my adult life completely unaware of. I think you did too. I
Mhm.
think it's fair to say. And then we found each other and we found this idea kind of at the same time through our relationship. And so what we want to do is just kind of talk through what that looks like for us and what we think is important for others who are thinking about being a part of or maybe are already a part of conscious relationships and um, enriching that experience for them through us just kind of talking about ourselves and what that journey looks like for us. I would say one of the main concepts is the concept of the mirror in the conscious relationship. And I think that might be a good place for us to start. So, um, what is the mirror from your point of view, Lisa, my love?
Well, in this relationship, you really get to learn a lot about yourself and in conscious relationships
Yeah.
and really get to notice the parts of yourself that still need a lot of healing, parts of yourself that are still wounded come out very loudly a lot of the times. So, the parts that are still hurting, the triggers that you experience, you will definitely through a conscious relationship experience that.
And I think going into a conscious relationship is like, I accept that I will see my brokenness in you,
Mhm.
that you will be the mirror that will help me see what's up with me. And that rather than running from that, although sometimes we run,
Yeah, sometimes we have run.
sometimes there is running, but it's not capital R
Yeah.
running away running. Rather than running in the ultimate sense, we choose repair.
Mhm.
We choose to sit in the discomfort. We choose to look at ourselves as individuals within the relationship. And if you're upsetting me,
Mhm.
yes, there might be some behavior you need to own and apologize for, but probably
Mhm.
the vast majority of why I'm upset has nothing to do with you. And that's how you get to be the mirror for me. Cause I go, why am I so upset that she's coming down right before bed to check and make sure that I locked the doors? Right? That's a real example. And the answer is
Yeah.
that I don't want to feel like you think I'm unreliable. I don't want to feel like you think I'm incompetent or forgetful. And that's hurtful to me because of insecurities I have within myself.
Mhm.
Now, if you come down and you say, you big dummy, why don't you ever lock the doors? Well, you're probably going to want to own that language and that way of coming across. But if you're coming down and saying, hey, just wanted to check the doors, and I'm like, what? Why would you do this? Then obviously that's something I need to understand within myself. That's just one example from our actual
Yeah.
relationship that actually, was it 2 nights ago? Three
Yeah.
nights ago? Something like that.
Locking of the doors is a real thing.
It's a real thing. The toothpaste tube, for many people, we just settled that by getting two separate toothpaste tubes. That made it really easy. I'm the clean one. So I guess that's one example, but this mirror thing
Mhm.
never stops.
Yeah.
And there's no part of a conscious relationship that is exempt from the mirroring dynamic. And I think one of the things that's important to say is that conscious relationships are not the easy button for life. The point of a conscious relationship is not to make everything super easy.
Right.
It's to grow. It's to heal.
Mhm.
It's to awaken and remember who we are. None of that is super simple and easy. Um, and it can wear you out too.
Yeah, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's also very rewarding to be able to look at yourself and your stuff and share that with your partner and work through things together,
Hmm.
especially when we both come from relationships where that was impossible to
Hmm.
find resolution, work through problems. Doesn't mean that it's always easy, but we always come together. And even if that means taking a few minutes apart to reflect or work on anger management, or mostly that's me. Sometimes it's you
Sometimes it's me.
lately.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but come back together to talk about it and to each own our parts in it and really listen to one another
Yeah.
and really understand what the other's wounded parts are.
Yeah.
So we can be more aware and be more sensitive if needed
Yeah.
in life, just to know your partner and, um, yeah, what their wounded parts are and why, because they show up really quickly and they really catch you off guard in the moment.
Hmm.
And so trying to be more sensitive is really important.
Yeah. And I mean, I think you mentioned past relationships.
Mm.
Like, most people in relationships in our society are not in conscious relationships.
True.
Most people are in relationships that they got into because they're attracting what their brokenness is and what their brokenness needs to be revealed in a way where it's not necessarily safe for both partners to
Hmm.
be really vulnerable.
Right.
you know my first major relationship, my first marriage, was a scenario where my most wounded, broken parts were not only not safe to talk about, but were a recurring issue in the relationship itself. The culture of the relationship was
Yeah.
built around those broken parts of me.
Hmm.
And that made them go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper rather than the other way around,
Right.
which is partially related to the fact that I couldn't say, hey, this is what's going on with me.
Hmm.
But I was also partially because I had no clue what was going on with me. And those things are a cycle that build deeper and deeper and deeper. Whereas for us, we're constantly pulling up layers and going, well, this led me to this understanding, which led me to this understanding. And it's like, it's a, a process of going deeper within myself because I want to with you, because it's safe for me to do with you, and because I see you doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I know you inspire me to be a better version of myself, just because I want to love you better all the time, but also because I see you doing the same thing. And that's one of the ways you're in a conscious relationship. It's when you're inspired by the other person and they're inspired by you to constantly look within, to
Yeah.
grow, where forgiveness may not come quickly every time, but it typically does come pretty quickly.
Yeah, it
And it
does.
definitely comes easily eventually.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I think those are all variables as well.
Yeah, having two people that really are choosing to look within, to do the work, to care about each other,
Hmm.
even when times are hard,
Yeah.
but to really care and express a lot of love, even through the hard times and the triggers,
Yeah, totally.
is super important.
Yeah.
Not that we haven't had moments where we're like, F this for a minute, because we have, and that's okay.
Yeah, it is.
But to always come back and have that desire to work through it together is
Yeah,
so important, to
it
not give
is.
up.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that partially comes from the fact that we entered into this from the beginning with that mindset, with that
Mhm.
commitment to one another, with that awareness that that's what this could be,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
I know the moment that I realized, oh,
Mm.
this is it. This is the person. This is what I'm going to commit myself to,
Mhm.
was a moment where we had an argument, and you came over to my house to discuss the argument, and both of us had created note cards to
Sounds
help us organize our
It
thoughts.
sounds like we're so anal.
It does,
We're not,
but
though.
we're not. I mean, it wasn't like that at all. It was
Yeah.
just that we both really wanted to be authentic and to have our thoughts together because we really wanted to make the most out of that conversation.
Yeah.
And I call it note card day. It is note card day officially. But I realized that this is a person that takes relationship seriously, that values me and herself in the relationship, that wants to be authentic, but not mean,
Yeah.
and is committed to evolution
Yeah.
within herself, within the relationship. And I was really like, damn, yes, please. You know, that really inspired me. And that was just a couple months after we started dating.
Yeah.
It's really a powerful marker for me in my own understanding of who I am, to see that in you and to see that in me kind of coinciding and happening at the same time. But it's not something that is easy to do in the middle of a relationship that has not been conscious. You know, I think
I mean, we both tried to do it.
we both tried to do
in
it.
other relationships
We both tried to do it with people that didn't want to do it.
that didn't want to grow and look within themselves and own
Yeah.
their stuff. Yeah, you'll find out a lot once you awaken, because a lot of people do awaken within relationships that might not be a vehicle for growth and healing like ours.
Yeah.
I mean, we did. And
We
in
did.
those relationships, we both chose that wasn't the relationship for us as individuals at the time.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You learn so much. We've learned so much from those relationships that did not work. Oh my gosh.
Well,
Triggers all this stuff
yeah.
within you. Even though you're not able to work through it with that person, you learn a lot about yourself. And really, for me, started my deep journey into self-love
Absolutely.
before I met you.
Absolutely. Same
And
here.
so super important.
And I would argue that the pain
Mm-hmm.
involved in awakening inside a non-conscious relationship
Yeah.
is one of the greatest catalysts
Mm-hmm.
to awakening in general, to deciding for yourself that you're
Yeah,
going to go on a
100%.
healing journey no matter what,
Yeah.
that you will not accept anything less in a partner than someone who's mutual in these ways.
Definitely.
And that's when you'll find him or her, by the way.
It's true.
When I'm done. I'm not
Yeah.
playing these games anymore. You know, I can't accept anything less than a mutual partner in this whole self-growth, self-love, self-healing thing. That's when
Mm-hmm.
you'll find that person to be in a conscious relationship with. And I'm sure we'll have lots of conversations around that topic, because I know it's going to be a hot topic of like, how do I find this? And the answer is within you.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, we found each other when we both hit a certain level of readiness within ourselves. That's when we found each other. That's when things aligned and the goofiness and logistics of life brought us together, you know, and I'm sure we'll talk about our story and how that
I don't think
came
it would
about.
have been as easy if we met each other earlier.
It might not have worked at all.
Maybe not.
It almost didn't.
What, when we met?
When we actually met versus
the first time?
when we got together. And that we'll save that one for later.
Yeah, it really actually didn't work.
It really didn't work.
For a couple months.
We were not aligned at that time.
I was ready.
Oh,
sort of.
Don't give too much away. But I think getting back to kind of this understanding of what it is, you know, there are times where one of us will trigger the other person with a behavior or a situation.
Yeah.
And the person who is hurt will either shut down or lash out.
Yeah.
Or have some other trauma type response, either fight, flight, fawn, or freeze.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
we can talk about those at a different time. Those are really important.
We will break those down and what those look like in the context of a conscious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But what sets the conscious relationship apart is that is never going to be terminal for the relationship.
Yeah. No.
It's an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I found something. Oh, wow, I need to understand what this is. And the person who is not triggered hopefully is able to create safe space for that person who's triggered. Yeah. What often happens, however, is that person then gets triggered, right? So then you have a mutual trigger, And then we have to deal with everybody's new awareness of some messed up stuff.
That's really hard when we're both triggered,
Yeah.
which happens probably 50% of the time,
Yeah.
maybe more.
It does.
And sometimes it's one at a time.
Sometimes. It might be 50% of the time, it might be less.
Yeah,
But it's okay to not be okay is kind of like a cliche
Yeah.
statement.
definitely.
But we
It
accept.
doesn't mean you're not going to be okay.
Correct.
Or that your relationship's not going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think our commitment to each other is such that we include in that the mess,
Mm-hmm.
the pain.
Yeah.
But we also believe that pain helps us to identify where we're stuck and where we're hurt.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of compassion for your pain and your hurt, and you have a lot of compassion for mine.
Definitely.
So I think that is the fuel.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it work. And by work, we don't mean easy button. Everything's just so chill. And we really enjoy each other.
Mm-hmm. We do.
We enjoy our chemistry and our passion that we share. We enjoy spending time together.
Yeah.
You know, we enjoy each other's personalities,
Yeah.
how different we are, you know,
Very.
but we also recognize that being conscious in this relationship is about things that are bigger than any one moment.
Mm-hmm.
I think being in those moments where it's painful and messy and you're just like, what the actual, remembering that there is a bigger context and a bigger commitment and a bigger joy and a bigger purpose to what you're going through is really, really helpful. I know even when I'm as messed up as I get, triggered as I get, I might be in that state, but I have this, I know I can always reach back out to you, and you know you can always reach back out to me, and that we will eventually repair.
We will. Sometimes it's sooner, sometimes it's later.
I think on
that's
the whole,
okay.
it's pretty quick with us.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe one time
We
have
don't
gone to
really-
bed unrepaired.
Yeah,
Maybe one time.
once or twice at the most. I hate that.
It's not good.
That's really awful.
But we can barely stand it.
Yeah, it's true.
But, you know, thinking about some other elements of a conscious relationship that might stand out, you know, we talked about the mirror
Mm-hmm.
and how the ability to see our woundedness in each other and the triggers, like your behavior triggers me. There, when I go, what's up with me? I look within myself. You do the same. We've talked about repair a little bit.
A little bit.
We'll have a lot more conversation on repair because repair is an awkward, painful choice. Is what it is.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about this other element I thought maybe we could just kind of talk about with conscious relationships and what they are. And that is the blend of the individual versus the couple and how, you know, the closeness and the time spent
Mm-hmm.
and the desire to be really close and one, how that plays out probably is going to be really different for every couple.
Yeah.
But I would like to know from your point of view what that's like. I mean, because I'm the clinger.
I was like, wait, what?
I'm the clinger
I'm the runner.
and she's the runner. We own this. This is
independent.
we know this, right? This is a part of our culture and our relationship is that we acknowledge this dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people think the woman's going to be the clinger and the dude's going to be the runner. Not here. And we do have, both of us have, both have masculine and feminine qualities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what our society would say, well, that's a man's way of being, and that's a woman. We both have some of both. We're both highly nurturing, for
Sure.
example.
Very much.
But I'm the clinger and she's the runner.
Mhm.
And so sometimes she needs space and that hurts me, or, you know, I just could, you know, fit in your pocket and go along with you every day. And, you know, I'm good with that. It sounds
my
great.
gosh.
Right. Seriously, it's going to get the ick a
Ugh.
little bit. But this is a dynamic in our relationship. So when you're in a conscious relationship, it isn't about having exactly the same vision for what it looks like or having the exact same needs. It's about being aware of ourselves.
Sure. Understanding yourself.
So what's that like for you dealing with a stage 28 cleaner?
Well, I've learned a lot about myself. I didn't even know I was a runner. I mean, I sort of did, but I didn't even really know that until this relationship. It became very clear that distance feels safe for me,
Hmm.
so I can like feel more settled and take care of my own needs and feel safe within myself,
Right.
because that's what I had to do
Yeah.
to survive,
Yeah.
was to take care of myself emotionally. So, yeah, we have opposites. Like, it's really hard for me to, or it has been hard for me to really let you in
Hmm.
and help me emotionally or soothe me,
Hmm.
because I'm so used to doing everything on my own.
Yeah.
And that's how it's made me feel safe.
Yeah.
Um, and what about for you?
Well, I have rejection issues.
I was the rejector.
And so, if she's hurting and I want
Yeah.
to be there and then she can't let me be there, then that's the secondary trigger for me.
Yeah.
And then we have to kind of like own all of our stuff and
Hmm.
like heal and repair the situation and listen to each other and like be really in that. So I think
Yeah.
for a lot of people listening, they might be able to identify with that clinger versus runner dynamic.
Hmm.
There might be a different dynamic that they see is an opportunity for provoking growth. But the key is that I know that when you push me away, that it's because of what you said, that this is how you were okay in the
Hmm.
past.
That's how I survived.
It's an adaptation.
Yes.
It's not a
It's not because
judgment
I don't
about
love
me.
you or I don't like you.
Right.
It's because that's the only way I have known to feel safe
Yeah.
within myself.
Right.
And it's not necessarily obviously healthy. And I work on it
Hmm.
to let you in more and let you help me. I've done a lot over the last few years
But
to
that
trust you.
awareness,
Mhm.
that this is part of how I have survived and how I have adapted.
Right.
But B, that I don't necessarily want that to stay that way.
Yeah.
I've seen you choose to allow me to comfort you
Hmm.
when it wasn't easy at all. We've also been given the gift of a few situations where you had no other comfort,
Yeah.
where you could not comfort yourself, and I was
Yeah.
close by.
Yeah.
And so I was able to be that for you, right?
True.
And there's also another dynamic that plays into this for us, which is you don't want me to feel rejected.
Hmm.
So there are times where you'll allow me to be comfort or be close to you when you're kind of neutral and you find you like it more than you thought.
Yeah, I do really like it. It's really nice.
And sometimes it's just too much. But we talk through it. It's a
That's
dynamic.
because you would be touching and petting and cuddling 24/7.
I would like this is too far apart. Like
I mean, it's
these
like
3 inches are killing me.
it's a lot.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And the reason I'm that way
It's
is
nice
that's
though.
the way I was wired.
Yeah.
That physical touch and close proximity are what give me comfort and what I feel I can offer my partner that allows us to be close.
Right.
And I don't have the kind of wounds that you do
Hmm.
that required me to be separate just to survive.
Yeah.
I was always striving for the closeness
Yeah.
and not being allowed to have it. So that's where my wounds are, right? And so we know this. We know this.
Hmm.
We talk about it all the time.
Hmm.
It plays into our repair work. It plays into our self-reflection work. And we can laugh about it most of the time and appreciate each other and make safe space for each other to work through things the way we need to. We do a pretty good job of that, I think.
I think so.
Yeah. So when we think about conscious relationships, it's not a scenario where everybody's going to have the same dynamics.
Correct.
We talk about our story and our dynamics,
Hmm.
but the key is that you're aware of your dynamics within yourself and within the relationship to know how it works, to know what growth would even look like.
Hmm.
We talked about how you allowing me to comfort you was very, very strange. When we got together, even snuggling and cuddling, just being
Yeah.
physically close in general without any sexual activity was like,
I had no idea it was that bad until I met you.
and then it was like, you don't know how to do this, do you?
I guess not.
No, so there's no
Yeah.
gentle cuddling long-term thing,
Yeah.
and so, but you don't know these things about yourself until you get into a relationship with somebody who is trying to know themselves, and you just start together,
Yeah.
how'd this make you feel? How'd this make you feel? And some people, they're just not going to talk about their feelings that much. They're just not wired to do it. You and I both are.
True.
I'm
We like
to
it.
a point of extreme all the time. And
I do too.
you're pretty intense about it. And it's part of the culture of our relationship to constantly be breaking things down that just happened or that happened earlier in the day. And we both kind of like that.
Hmm.
It's good for us most of the time. Sometimes we overthink and
Yeah. Sometimes
get bogged
it can
down.
be neurotic.
Sometimes it can be obsessive.
Most of the time it's good.
But most of the time it's like, hey, this happened earlier. I noticed it, or I'm noticing that you seem a little
Yeah.
detached.
You seem a little off. Are you okay?
Are you okay? And not everybody's going to be that way.
Yeah.
We're aware.
We try to be in tune with one another.
We want to
We
be.
do. We do want to.
We want to be. And I think finding that match of how intense the constant debriefing and
Hmm.
the in tuneness is what's important. Not that everybody has to be as mutually in tune as we are, because most people would probably not be able to be in the room with us half the time because we're constantly in tune and
Yeah.
sensing each other and checking in, and all our kids are like, guys, what the heck,
Yeah. Stop it.
we're either expressing emotions, smooching,
Yeah.
cuddling, doing something together. It's pretty intense, but if you and your partner are not like that, exactly, that doesn't mean you're not in a conscious relationship.
Yeah.
It's about finding that match that's a good match for how much you want to grow, how much you want to awaken, and how much you want to use your relationship for healing.
Definitely.
Yeah. So one other thing I thought we'd chat about in this conversation is, that inner work element that is a belief that we both share, that our
Mhm.
outer world
Mhm.
follows the inner world, meaning what we believe about ourselves, what we believe about the nature of reality, what we believe about our partner
Mhm.
dictates the experience that we have.
Mhm.
That we are actually creating our own experiences in this human experience based on our beliefs. I think that is so clearly true within a conscious relationship
Definitely.
because I experience what I expect to experience of you,
Yeah.
and you experience what you expect to experience of me. And the good news is that we see each other very highly.
Mhm.
So even when mistakes are made and
Hurts. Happen.
feelings are hurt, there is a guiding sort of belief in the goodness of the other person.
Definitely.
I think that's critical
Yeah.
for a conscious relationship.
I feel like that was easier for you than it was for me because of my baggage.
Yeah. Maybe you could unpack that a
But
little bit.
I'm where you are now.
What was that journey like for you? Why was it hard?
I had so much male woundedness, so much abuse that it was so hard for me to trust that you were actually good.
Yeah.
And that, which is one of his biggest wounds is, am I good?
And why am I not seen for being good?
Really
And
not great.
why am I? And that's how you really know you're in deep with a conscious relationship, is when the biggest wounds are opposing mirrors,
Yeah. Oh my God.
opposing triggers. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, so that was harder for me, I feel like.
How did it shift though? Like, didn't happen immediately.
I think just the consistency that we or you had in the relationship to show up and do the work and own your stuff and create safety for me in a lot of different ways has helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've done those things for me too.
Yeah.
But in this area of being mutually trusting,
Sure.
it was a huge challenge for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And there are a lot of things that can help, and we talk about that with people we work with, but, even just the body not feeling safe in situations that feel like situations it's been in
Right.
before
That's,
is a huge variable. Like, things can be happening with you and I
yeah.
that have nothing to do with what my body thinks is happening, and I am not safe at all. And that happens a lot.
Yeah. That should be a whole topic.
It's going to be lots of conversation around that because it's going to be intertwined
Mhm.
because it happens, quite frankly, all the time. Anyway, I love you.
I love you too.
Bye.